Good evening, folks. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. We want to thank all of you again for joining us this evening. We want to thank you. Please share this video here. Share it. Please share this video. It's very important for all of us. Anyway, welcome Monday afternoon. Thank you very much. Those of you that have a Facebook viewer, perusing Facebook, you heard today that things were not the way they're supposed to be. So I'm here as a test case. In case Facebook decide to play a game again, we're going to be off air. So I just warning you. In the meantime, if you're someone who has control of your own Facebook page and things like that, go in there and look at some of the settings. The setting most likely have changed. I tried going on live here a few minutes ago, and I was going through my posting and things there was little stuff little menu stuff that was changed that I have to get hold of. So you can check that out. Maybe in your case it might not be, but anyway, we'll pass that information on to you. Good evening, folks. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again for the wonderful day. Thank you, my Lord, for giving us a wonderful weekend. My God, please continue to protect us. Please continue to bless us. Please, my Lord, provide the blanket of love for all of us. We want to thank you. We want to thank you for all of the good things that you have done and continue to do for us. My Lord, thank you. Thank you. Some of us, when we get up in the morning, all we can say to you is thank you. Thank you, my Lord. Some of us have all these bad behavior here and there, but yet still, my Lord, you love us. Thank you. Thank you, my Lord, for not throwing us away and say, you're not part of me anymore because I've been telling you don't do X, Y, and Z, and you continue to do it. You always show the love for all of us. Thank you. Thank you. My Lord Jesus, you know we the Liberian diaspora, we have two tables. One table here to put food on and another table back home to put food on. For this reason, you have given us the opportunity to work. You have given us the opportunity to be in this diaspora. And we want to thank you. At the same time, we will do all we can to make sure that the opportunity you give us, we utilize it to the best. And we know we have family back home. We will continue to do what we have to do to make sure our family also enjoy the opportunity for us. We're still connected with the Liberian diaspora. We're still connected, strongly connected. My Lord, we want to bless you for that. We want to thank you very much for that. In that, my Lord, we want to say, please continue to bless the Republic of Liberia. Continue to bless the leadership of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. My Lord, we want to thank you again and continue to bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Let's go on, my brothers and sisters. Let's go on. Tonight it's a nifty program we're going to have here tonight for you. As usual, why do I still have? As usual, let me just give me a few seconds here. Let me text this young man that called me, my son, that is. So give me a minute. Let me text it. I'm on air, and I'll be right back with you. What I'm seeing here is good, and that's happening. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God always blessing me. God continue to bless me.
Around the water side, I love the fish. We get them every day. Benjamin, around the water side, love the fish. We get them every day. So if you wanna get your bonga fish, you better take a walk to the water side. So if you wanna get your bonga fish, you better take a walk to the water
Okay.
side.
Thank you, my Lord. Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Folks, few things I want to talk about here tonight. And as I said, I'm pretty much a test case here. And hopefully we will stay on. But if Facebook and all of the electronic stuff decide to play a game here with us again tonight, we'll be off air. I'm just warning you in advance. But please stay with us. Thank you. Anyhow, this is how we usually start our show, folks. Samson told LPR Public Radio. This is how we usually start our show. We're going to start the usual way with the president of the Republic of Liberia. Folks, here is your president of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weah. Folks, he's the president of the Republic of Liberia, was elected 61.5% of the vote. He knocked to the door, they said, who's there? He said, me. He said, who are you? Liberian people ice skate. That Liberian people and Dr. We had to have a conversation that I'm you. I was not there. So he said, who are you? He said, that me, Dr. Weah. No, you were not doctor. He said to me, Ambassador Weah. They said, okay, what do you want? He said, I want to be your president. Folks, my video and everything is being delayed here. I'm just giving you a warning because when I start doing these kinds of stuff, you see how my hand go like this, and it takes a few seconds before the motion show. That's not a good sign here, but I'm just warning you in advance. If we have to go off air, so be it. But I'm just warning you. Anyhow, so I knocked to the door. They asked him, who are you? He said, Ambassador, this is what you want? He said, I want to be a president. They said, can you make it? He said, yes. They said, can you make it? He said, yes. They said, okay, we'll give you 6 years. After the 6 years, and if you're doing good, even if you're not doing good, come back to us, and we will value your performance. He said, that's fine. That was a deal between Dr. Weah and the people of the Republic of Liberia. I, on the other hand, was claiming, you can't give this man this position. This man is unable to govern. They said, Mr. Toll, we respect you just like we respect Dr. Weah. This is a man we want, and if you respect our view, please accept our choice. And I said, good. Liberian people selected a man to be your president. I'm with you. In 6 years, we're all going to come back. And in 6 years, we are getting ready to come back. He will come and present his case to the Liberian people. On the other hand, people don't even know me. I will present my case as well. Whether people want to listen to me or not, I will still present my case. And then the Liberian people will make that judgment. But until then, this is our President Dr. Weah, who is the President of the Republic of Liberia. And we're happy to have him as our president as well. However, we will do all we can peacefully, through the ballots, nothing else. He didn't come to this position through the back door and nobody start anything in our country. If his time is over, the Liberian people don't want him, they will vote him out. That is the only way Dr. Weah should be out of office. Other than that, he's my president, he's our president. We will criticize, but we will do so with responsibility. We will criticize, but we will do so with respect. In fact, I'm a member of Liberty Party USA. Let me just tell you right now, because I'm going to politics tonight. No engineering business. I'm not discussing no engineering business. I'm going politics tonight. So forget it. So that is Dr. Weah. Another video I'm going to be showing here, Dr. Weah in the Southeast, where if these people were not CDC, this is something that will entice me to join that political party. But because of CDC, you're not going to catch me in that one. But look at this video. Culture, folks. When we say culture, the culture of the country, keeping alive the culture of the country, keeping alive who the people are. Because if you don't know your culture, you know nothing about yourself. And Dr. Weah is doing his best to make sure we, the Liberian people, those of us that were born outside of Liberia, those of us that were born, and they didn't even step in the village, were born in Monrovia, from Monrovia to America, they didn't even know Town, and all those kinds of stuff. But those of us that were born in Town, in a village, in a bush, in a village of a village of a village. Let me do that again. Town village, the village, then the village. This is where I was born, Samson To. Let me say again, I wasn't born in Town. I was born in Town village, the village of that village, and then the village of that village. Can you do something about that? I love myself when I do that. So, folks, as a result, I used to play drum because I was born in a village of a village of a village. Where the only light we have at night. Other people burning wood and the lights, the flame shows up, or people, the moon shining. We even get candle. No candle. Candle, you can find candle in Total. You can find lantern in Total. Nape, we call it nape. You can find nape in Total. But you can't find in a village. So in the village of the village, when people are laying down, then that's when the old folks sit down and decide to tell the stories. Give us the culture. Give us the story of our great-great-great-grandfather. Give you the stories. The warriors among us will listen keenly. And at this point, they have a big campfire, almost like a campfire. Nobody's talking. Only the old man, and I mean real old, sit there and give us a story. And the interesting thing about that particular situation for me, there are other older folks who are not as old as this man, but they are very familiar with this story. So if the old man makes a step, they correct him. Not with disrespect. No, old man, no. Say, old man, soft voice. But the old man's voice is at the leading one. And they give us these stories. That's the village of the village. So by the time I got out of that village of the village, when I got in Total, I used to be a drummer. Tapata, oh man, I was just, for me, I was the greatest. Because people used to come and borrow me. I said borrow. Because back then, you're a good football player in a town, another town playing football against another town, and they know you're good, they come and borrow you. You're the country people that were born in the village of the village. You know what I mean by borrow. So don't come and say, you know what borrow is. Then they come and borrow you. So the girls, when they're having their girls' business dancing at night, then they come and borrow me. Then when I play, then they dance, then they hold my hand. Oh, take me back to those days, man. Those were the good days. They come, they take their lapper and wipe my face. Ah, man. You think I'm making it up? It's a true story. There are some people that are still alive that can attest to this. Then they come, then I play. Then they come, they hold my hand. But one thing, when you hold in one hand, the other hand stay playing. Then when I change it, you hold the other one. I can't stop playing because if I stop playing, the girl will miss their step. That's culture. So when Dr. Weah went into the southeast of Liberia, he decided to kindle that, to break that thing back. And when I saw that video, To be honest with you, when I saw that video, I was taken way back. And as a village boy, this video, if any of you that are listening and watching, if you are somebody from the village, you will understand this. You will understand it. This is the cry of unity. And I'm saying again, not that your CDC battle cry you can do in Monreal. South. In the Southeast, we don't do battle cry. You only do battle cry. And let me tell you people a little bit about war in the southeastern side. Those days, according to story, you don't just get and wage war on one village, for example. Somebody come in a town, Samson to marry a beautiful woman. And somebody from the next town come in just because of being who the person is, think the person is big, he's tough and all that kinds of stuff. They go and go, just grab my wife. The 4 or 5 gentlemen come in the town. While I'm away, just grab my wife. Take her to their town. And then when I come back, the people tell us, okay. So I sent my little brother. I said, yo, go tell the people to bring my wife back, man. Why do we do those kind of things? Then my little brother get there. Then the Okuba then on our side now. My man, they tell that small thing. Then the Okuba then on our side now. They said, what kind of something to me? We can't get time we took it where you can send. Then they flock my little brother and send him back. So go tell you, brother, you ain't got a woman here. Then I go tell my partner. My partner said, okay, we'll send somebody. At this time, it has been elevated. No longer between them and myself. It has been elevated to the higher level. So those, the old people now, my father age group now, they find another person who say, look, confusion now go. You'll go tell them to let them send something to a wife back. They go there. They say, oh, these people, they don't learn lesson. No, but they in all the time. They have somebody you can play with you. They say, oh, they people from Total, they ain't learn that lesson. Eh? They flock the papier. And sometimes it can be dangerous. Sometimes they cut people's ears. True story. Sometimes they cut your fingers. Say, now you go back and tell them. Since you keep pointing your finger, the finger you pointing, they cut it. Then they never come back and tell them. So then my father now go to his father, who happened to be the parliament chief in the whole area, and complain. So he said, okay, I'm talking 1 year now. He said, okay, let's wait until rice cutting season and we'll talk. Rice cutting season, the old man, the chief now, sent somebody in that town. The Okuba then said, oh, people the entire year, what's wrong with them? Then they go and flock that one again. That the Southeast war I'm talking about, that now your battle cry, somebody says something to you, then you ready to go for a war. That now it ain't happening like that in the Southeast. So listen to this. So that person now, he come by. Sometimes ear missing. Then my grandpa now, he say, okay, these people they serious for business. Then he start calling, then he go and call all the other villages around that town to come to the council in town. And the best warrior too, now from the villages. Because by this time, more than a year, the word has been spreading all over the other villages, what these people are doing. And they believe they are the best warrior-wise. They are the best in the area. And so they can do just about anything they want. So by that time, the word have already spread. The warriors, the chief warriors in the other town, they're already upset. But they cannot get involved because they have not been invited. Oh, you think that you're Morea ready? You cost me? I can't call people. You know, that didn't happen like that. So the warrior didn't say, okay. Yes, sir. So when they get invited, by the time they get into town, they drum, the warrior drum, playing. By the time the warrior get into town, then they say, each of the warriors, as they come in, they're dancing with their knife, whatever they have in their hand. They're fighting material. Who called us? Who sent for me? I was busy on my phone. Who is this person that's sending for? What you sent for me for? Somebody there singing, oh, all these people. Somebody there singing. I told you, they think you will play a game with me tonight. So it starts sticking. So just bear with me. Somebody there singing, the warrior. Folks, if you're from the village side, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So then the chief said, y'all calm down. So the chief will bring these people to speed. What is happening? Say, okay. All of the chiefs, it's okay. Then they put together now. 7, 8, 9, 10 villages already put together. Folks, this thing is playing game. I told you guys it might be going off here soon. But that's fine. So they put together and they say, okay, y'all go and tell the people in our village to send Samson to a wife. That's almost a year and a half, 2 years ago. The person go back. He said, oh, the other people in the village, they're not small people either. They're tough people. They say, oh, these people mean business. They said, we're not even going to hurt them. We seize this person as our slave. Then they send somebody, usually the kind of person they send, you know who that is? Somebody who from total married in that town. They go tell your people, they might not even talk to us anymore. And if you don't come back, your children here will be the prisoner for these people. So the woman comes and say, the people say, they don't want to talk to you. So the woman go back. This is how the war starts. So by this time, when they go to war now, and our village is weak, they're not sparing nobody. Nobody. There are some creek in our neighborhood, in our area, that they name after blood. They call it creek. And I've seen these creek. I crossed those creek. And they name those creek blood. And they name them different things that I'm not going to say here on air. Because if these people come to your town to fight war, they have already done with you. They're done. That is what you call war. You don't just get up, somebody cross your mind and say, I'm coming for a war. No, it takes time. But by the time these warriors from these villages put together to come fight you, you're completely done. And if it's sensible people among you, they will leave the town. That's why most of the time, you will say, oh, the town used to be here, but the people broke the town, and people moved. Because they destroyed the entire population, including the town, houses, everything. Burned the entire place. So those people moved. Now, what happened to Samson's wife now? The woman coming back. And when she come back, the thing now, when she come back to Samson's I'm not going to say because you did this. No, fine, you're back. We live as husband and wife. But before that, this is how people fight war in the Southeast. Now, here's another. I'm getting ready now to show you the video. Now that I've given you story, I know many of you that were born in the village now hear a story like this here before too. It might not be exact, but similar story. So they don't just get up and go fight war. In fact, there's a saying in my area, a war that has the victory doesn't come during the war. The victory of the war comes a year or so before the actual war. Okay. Let me show you now Dr. Weir doing the victory, not victory, but during the unity cry. Let's watch Samson too. And he said, Mr. Told that all you told that. First of all, I just wanted to tell you the difference between the Montreal CDC and those of us in the Southeast. Montreal, right now, you go to CDC headquarters, you slap somebody, the entire CDC will come and fight you. They will not even ask questions. That's what I'm saying. In Southeast, you slap somebody, they say, oh, wait now, what the person do? Then you explain. Say, yeah, but you don't see anybody, you can't take complaint. Then you say, I don't got time, I don't got nobody time. Well, wait now, you can't in the town here, you're gonna, somebody slap you, somebody do something, you're just gonna go and get and slap them in your town? You can't complain? And you say, what y'all do to me? When they finish flocking you in that town, you'll never fall there again. That's what they do. They don't just get and jump on you. Let's play. Samson told LeBron Pub Radio.
want to. I want. Whoa, man, we are, you know, now you want to whoa.
That was Dr. Weir doing the Unity Battle Cry, not Battle Cry, but Unity Cry. So quite recently, this is the politics now, folks. So if you don't like it, just excuse yourself. We will criticize, but we'll do so with respect. So this was quite recently, Dr. Weir celebrated his birthday. And I thought, I believe it was on Friday, I thought his celebration, where he deserved to celebrate his birthday, I thought to do it in the style he did, I thought it should be beneath him. As father of the nation, Liberia is not well. You can't have one of your child in a house, in a hospital, and then you decide you want to celebrate birthday party for other people. Liberia is not well right now. Whatever way you want to turn it. Financially, we're not well. Physically, we're not well. There's so many things that are happening in our country. People are dying. We don't know why. But that doesn't mean the president can't celebrate his birthday. That's not what I'm talking about. Far from it. The president can celebrate his birthday. But I thought, as father of the nation, when these things are happening, and for you to celebrate in a style he did, I thought that was completely no. It's not part of his. I don't believe that should be part of his character. He there playing piano. I know he's a musician. There's no question asked. So I'm going to invite my son one of these days. Once this stuff start going well, my son, who is a musician, he's a conductor. You know, those people that go like, I don't know anything about it. But he's a conductor. He's over there in some southeast state doing yama thing. But here's the interesting thing about that young man. Since I got in this country, since 19, we have been playing the one guitar tune. I don't know anything about music. But my uncle, who happened to be Robert Toe's father, Robert Toe, the one who can used to sing Aibaro, his father used to be the chief music instructor for LNG band. He couldn't even read, he couldn't write, but still, him and another guy, Charles Giroux' father, they couldn't read or write, but they were controlling the band. So bring in any national anthem from any country, old man Pagotoke will make sure the band, by the time that official visit Liberia, they're ready to play the music. So it was in him. So when Robert Toe started singing, everybody knew, well, it's part of the family. So when my son picked it up here, I wasn't that surprised. So he studied at Malone College, true story. He started going to Malone College when he was 6, 7 years old, playing music. So he was done with the music business by the time he got out of high school. He went back to Malone, but he was done with music. But he has to have the degree. So he was just there helping and whatever. That's their business. The funny thing about this Malone College, when I got here in Canton, Ohio, I was supposed to play football. I was supposed to play soccer for Malone College to give me scholarship for me to go to college. But the president of the university, Mr. Summer, I'll call him now, okay? They call him Summers. He decided, true story, folks, true story. He decided he wanted kids from England. There's another guy right now in England, in Canton, they call Phil Heath. Those of you that, well, I mean, you don't know. But anyway, they call him Phil Heath, real good soccer player. He decided to bring people like Phil Heath from England to put them on scholarship and to give me scholarship. So as a result, what I did was they asked me to practice with the team to help prepare the team. So I used to play ball with them. But they would not allow me on their scholarship. As a senior school, they asked my son to come in so they can use his name to recruit students. You see how life is? I said, look at these food. Look at these people. Y'all finna deny me education. Now y'all want some because you know the music business. Now y'all want him to cancel. You can use the need to recruit. Man, y'all move from here. Man, from total here, I don't even see you. I say, I told my college. But that's a different story. So I will contact my son and see if he can interpret the music, the piano, because Samson he's a pianist, that kind of thing. He's very good at that, you know. So I will send the video to see if he can tell me if those things make sense. I can't criticize that. But anyhow, Dr. Weir, in his zeal to celebrate, and this is what I'm going tonight. In his zeal to celebrate, he decided to throw the first political bombshell. He said the opposition will be defeated massively. I'm just paraphrasing now. Massively. And I laughed. I said, I like that. I like that. I like that. For Dr. Weir at this time, while people are dying in Liberia, for Dr. Weir at this time, why the economy of the country is not going well, for Dr. Weir at this time. When we have the situation, he's sending people here to lobby for, or to lobby with the conservative for Liberian. I love this. I love this. This is going to be, this political season that coming, if we do it well as Liberians, we respect each other's view. If we don't start any kind of foolishness to hurt people, just strictly speaking on political terms, CDC and Dr. We have got nothing. They can't do nothing. We don't even have to campaign much. We don't have to campaign much. All we do is just show Liberian people their record. CDC, since Dr. We are in office, we just dump the record. Dump the record. We don't have to say. In fact, if the CPP people are smart, they should now try to have their own radio station. Have their radio station where the person every day, folks, I told you guys, is that what happening here? Facebook doing something to me? I hope not, folks. I hope you can still see me. I hope so. So let's see. Okay, well, let me get that. I can still see myself here, so I'm not there yet. So maybe Facebook is doing this. But anyhow, if I were involved in a CPP, at this point, we will try to organize a radio station. And the purpose of that radio station, folks, will be every day until election time, every day for 2 straight hours, read the unforced error from CDC and Dr. Weir since he became president. You think we're going to play? We will remind the Liberian people. We will remind the Liberian people. We will remind the Liberian people the way this government has been governing the people. We don't have to look for much thing, not much. First of all, this is what we're going to do. We'll tell sedition and play the video of Dr. Weir saying Liberian will not be spectator in their own country, and will line up all of the contracts under his leadership. We will remind the Liberian people, honor Dr. Weir leadership. Let's start from the southeast, his own country, his own side. Let's bring in contracts. Let's bring in contractors that are benefiting from the southeast under this leadership of Dr. Weir. I'm not even going to touch Monroe. So let's bring the contractor from the southeast that are benefiting because of the contracts of road construction. Let's go road construction. The contractors from the southeast that are benefiting under this leadership. That's how we're going to go. We're not even going to say, Dr. Weir can't do this. No. He no boy. Who cares about what I know, boy? He no boy. Myself, I know boy. Who cares about that one there? I don't care about that one there. But we will be factual. Then when we come from there, Liberian people, the first question we'll ask, are you not a spectator? And the first question we'll ask sedition. Forget about Liberian people. The people who even vote for him. They're spectator, we agree. What's about sedition? Those people that when CDC, When CDC Monuba say, you're more print t-shirt, they're printing their own t-shirt from their own money, their own hard-earned money they don't have, and will print t-shirt and voted these people into power. Let's see the benefit. Are you not spectators in your own country? These are the questions we will be asking. You think we're going to play around? You think we'll play around? No. We will be factual. Then we'll come back. What happened to the $16 billion? Have you had resolution on that? Are you, Liberians, have you had a satisfactory resolution on the $16 billion? It's just a question. If you are, go for them. If you are satisfied what this president and CDC have done for this country from the time they came into office up to this point, if you're satisfied, don't vote for us. Go vote for them. You think we're here to come play? We come to come for you did, you took people taking casket. You think that casket business, nobody died. We ain't coming to take no casket. We're not doing casket business. We will put the truth to the Liberian people. What happened to all the auditors that died? Oh, what kind of disease was that? Oh my goodness, what kind of disease was that? The disease that killed these people, it only targeted auditors. The disease that came to Liberia to kill people only targeted auditors. You think we're coming to play? So Dr. Weah said that he will defeat the opposition massively. I like that. I love that. I love that. Honor Dr. Weah, we have the American embassy telling Liberians, playing the role of Dr. Weah, because he's telling Liberians, electricity theft is not a good thing. Don't be stealing electricity, because if you do, then no money coming in for the people to pay their workers to do the good thing for you. Huh? Honor Dr. Weah. We will show you that. Honor Dr. Weah. What happened with the $25 million map out? And we have record to show. We have those things to prove that. I'm not making anything up. In the record, in the report, they said they listed people. Give the number, give the auditors numbers. And the auditor will call these people and no answer. They don't use, some of them, the phone didn't even exist. Honor Dr. Weah. $25 million map out. Have you, Liberian people, these are the questions we're going to ask. Have you had any kinds of resolution that you're satisfied? If you're satisfied with a resolution, go vote for them. Then we're not your people. That means the people are doing good. You told us 6 years ago, we would say, that you're going to elect Dr. Weah and CDC. And after 6 years, they should come back to you and give you the report card. What is the report card you have for Dr. Weah and his people? Is that an A? If it is, please, then we don't deserve your vote. If Dr. Weah and his people, since they've been in power, if Liberian people are not spectators in their own country, we don't deserve your vote. Then we are the inept group. We do not deserve your vote. Please get Dr. Weah back because he's doing good. If honor Dr. Weah leadership, if full are plentiful here in Liberia, then vote for them. Honor Dr. Weah leadership. If Liberians are satisfied with the way things are going, then please, by all means, have them come back for another 6 years. If honor Dr. Weah leadership, if corruption is being curtailed, please vote for them. Folks, you think we're here to play? You think we're here to play? You think people are here to play? Some are not picking 18. We're not sponsoring. The other small picking then are going to be causing each other. Those people that were born in the 80s. People that were born in the 80s. Eh? What they understand about politics? They causing each other here. You think that what would people like, or some of them, people like me, I think I'm going to cause anybody? For what? Cause them for what? These are my brothers and sisters. We all want to take this country to the next level. I'm saying to you that they are going to, they want the country to go to the next level also. But they're not taking the right route that will take them there. Remember, I'm an engineer now, roadway engineer. I know something about routes. I know what are the effective way to build a bridge or bridges. I know what is the effective way to build road. The cost saving way to build roads, and still the road will be durable. Dr. Weah came in, he said you're going to build road to connect the entire country. Lofa County, where your road? I'm waiting you. Nima County, going to Sunny Creek, where your road? I'm waiting. Sakapia people, when it rains, the water split in the middle of the road. Allah, Sakapia, going up that fine, beautiful town of Sakapia, the Sakapia that I know, going up that fine, beautiful town on that road. Before you climb that hill to go up to Sakapia, there's a ditch that comes from the right to the left, cross straight in the middle of the street. When it rains, the southeastern, where our brother come from, he's our brother. Where he come from? My people, when it rains, y'all can move. Oh, sorry, I forgot. The man been busy. He been very, very busy. I forgot. He's been very, very busy. And therefore, he is unable to carry out some of the things because he's so busy. Then, on top of that, let's go to the lieutenants. His lieutenant, you think we're coming to come cost people? For what? Samuel Twice like a brother. Honorable McGill is like a brother. Honorable Jefferson Kochi is like a brother. Why would I cost them? To do what? To do what? Cost them for what? Like my pa, I don't know how to explain. No. Let's go to the lieutenants. Jefferson Kochi, Mayor, Lord Mayor Kochi. When it rains, it stinks in Monrovia, you can't even smell it. That you put your one buy on there? For what? Your things like brown people drinking water in their noses, and you're going to stand publicly and say, I beat them before, I will defeat them again. Yes, Dr. Weah, you flocked us massively before, 61.5%. But guess what? Some of us have determined that was a populist vote. That was a vote that the Liberian people decided to do some experimental vote. Now they have discovered that experiment and politics, they don't mix. So some of them right now, they are praying. They are praying for 2023. They are praying for 2023. But Dr. Weah stood there in public and said, I will beat them. I beat them before, I will beat them again. On what? What is your record, Dr. Weah? Dr. Weah, let me ask you, my brother. Some of us admire you, respect you greatly, because some of the things that you have done in terms of your personal life with respect to the country is immeasurable. Nobody can take that away from you. None of us able to do what you did to put this country on the map of the world. You single-handedly took Liberia on your head and put it on the map. And the Liberian people decided to reward you. They did. The rewarding section is over. No more reward. You have utilized all of your capital, all of your political capital, my brother. All of your political capital, you have utilized them. And not only that, you're in deficit with your political capital, my brother. You don't know that? You're in deficit. This is all politics, oh my people, and I'm insulting anybody. My brother, I respect him. I respect him as my president. He's my president. I'm speaking 2023. So don't come back and say, well, you say they want about my president. He's also my president. So, as far as I'm concerned, you said you're going to flock us massively. Good. Good. With what? With what? Your account is in red. How will you get to defend us? Your account. It's in red. Your political account is in red, Dr. Weir. Look at Ralphie Highway, the one who was making all that noise for. You're talking and putting one little young man. Ralphie Highway, that's supposed to be the gateway to the Republic of Liberia. You're talking and putting one young man. We're going to 3 years now. You think that Ralphie Highway will finish it before 2023? I doubt it. It's not. This is not one of those round town roads. This is a major highway that international community people will travel on. You're not going to put any kind of road on there and people are going to be certified. And so now, the bone is in your throat. Instead of you to find a capable Liberian engineer, a capable Liberian construction company, spread that contract over and let each of these contractors be managed by the central position who has the idea of managing project. But you're talking and putting East International. Okay. That some of these things will use against you. Because if you make any attempt to construct that Ralphie Highway, the way you start already, I'm just waiting because I got all the video. I'm just waiting. Because I don't see the way you guys already started the construction process to be able now to change and go to different stage. It ain't happening. You think we're stupid? We're watching. You're in deficit. Now, let's go to the lieutenant. Folks, I'm not here to play around tonight, man. I beg you, man. The politics is in. Doctor, we are opening the gate. I was here. I ain't got nothing to talk about. I come here every day. Oh, the engineer role. Hey, the other one role. Hey, they will come by here. We talk about Dr. Baka. And no, Dr. Weir is not certified. He ain't certified. He ain't certified. He come by and say, I will flog them massively. Yeah? How are you going to do it? Politically deficit in red. You can't do it. You can't do it. Interestingly, they got the money. I'm not going to deny. Folks, I will be truthful. They have the money. They're not broke. Financially, they have the money. If they do like what they did with Tomofala, try to patch their deficit with just cash and hoping that Liberian people will look at it and the way your behavior is not fun, it's not easy. And this is why now I'm talking, folks, I'm being very factual. If something I have to speak for them, I will do so. Because ain't nobody here to join them. Okay? Well, that ain't hire me. So, if Tomofala election, just hear me out. Hear me out a minute. Before the election, what happened? The government had a coronavirus situation. And for a whole week, they decided they are supported. Yeah, see, you got serious problem. You're in deficit red. They are supporters. The young people that sells in these markets. The young people, their backbone, that were surviving in selling or charging people phone in these markets. These are your supporters. Your supporters are not people that are making $1,000 a month. Those people are not behind you. They want the money. They care for you. The people who care for you, the people who will go in a ring to vote for you, that the people that were in the market. And what happened? Before some of our situation, you decided to do lockdown without properly managing your message to these young people. The police and the security apparatus, the only person that understood that this was not going to help you was Francis Carter from the police. If folks, we got video for these things. Francis Carter was not in favor of the way things were going. Moses Carter. He was not in favor of that. But in the entire apparatus, police, security apparatus, they decided to throw the security apparatus against the virus, against the people of their own supporters. The closing market. You go to market from this time to that time. Ebola care for time. I mean, not Ebola, virus care for time. instead of you to manage that message effectively. You didn't do that. And the young people, they say, oh, these are the people we put in position. And look at the way they're treating us. What was Dallas Dillon's message? What was his winning message that you can easily nail to the wall and say, this was the winning message? The vote for Dallas Dillon was not for Dallas Dillon, it was against you. The CDC, Dr. Weir, and Thomas Fowler. That's what the vote was for. It wasn't any kind of vote for Dallas Dillon because they love Dallas Dillon, what he's doing. I'm just giving it to you as it is. But you would think that CDC, including Monuba Molu, will sit down and analyze. They will get flogged. CDC will get flogged so massively. The CDC party, forget about NDPL. Because you don't even hear about NDPL anymore. CDC, after 2023 elections, they break out among CDC. It will not be easy. They break out. The breaking point of CDC among themselves, it will not be easy. The finger pointing, forget finger point, they will point toe. Not even a finger that small. But what you might, they will point foot at each other. Because they refuse. They refuse to do serious political analysis. Why? They don't ask the question. The Monuba coming here to the diaspora, begging sedition, you'll come back. What are they coming back on the sycamore tree? The sycamore tree, the sun shining on it. Nothing. You even pour water on the tree to water the tree so the leaf can be all shiny. When I say the tree, I mean sedition. You're not even giving sedition anything. Go on Facebook. You will hear some of the things the people can be saying. Then you decide to throw Thomas Fowler in there. Instead of coming to look at your position as the leader, populist leader, somebody who came on the wave of populism. You don't get, Dr. Weir, you can't say you came to the position because you have a leadership skill. You came because people love you. They still love you. There's no question asked. Your love in the love they got for you in our country is not going anywhere. But I love the way that question they ask you. So let's look at your lieutenants now. Samson told LeBron Public, folks, I'm on it tonight. He brought it, he invited me in a conversation. I got nothing to talk to him. Dr. Weir said, come on. He said, I will flog them massively. I beat them before I will beat them again. So let's look at the lieutenant. Let's start with the person who's in charge of your money. Honorable 12, very intelligent, smart guy. Highly educated, Samuel 12. I'm not too sure Samuel 12 got, he probably got about 256 PhD. Because the way the man's smart, forget about PhD. He's so smart. He's very, very intelligent. But Samuel 12 decided that he forget about being intelligent, but that he will use that intellectual process to manipulate the entire situation in the government. And not many Liberians, as even if they are not economically up there with you, Honorable 12, you can't fool them all the time. Those of you that have been following Samuel 12, from time to time, Samuel 12 will put his foot in his mouth, no question asked. But from time to time, his true color will come out. You would, from time, I have seen him twice, that his true color came out. One was, he told a group of Liberians, young professional business people, young. He gave them an idea how to approach the American ambassador that was coming in. How they can utilize, how they can harness that energy among themselves and be able to get something from the American embassy for the young business organization in Liberia. And he gave them pointers how to put binder together. That is your Samuel 12. Smart guy. Smart guy. Then he came back again one other time. He told another young group of Liberians that in order for them to do well, they will have to organize themselves and sell a message, a positive economic message, not for the country, he said, but for yourself. Look among you and see what is a positive message, economic message that you're going to sell to the international community, or you're going to get me. And I present that to the international community, that the people, it will be so believable that the people will be willing to help you. That is a Samuel Tua that I'm afraid of. But luckily for me, as God could have it, that particular Samuel Tua don't show up all the time. I love it when I do that. That particular Samuel Tua don't show up. Can you imagine if that Samuel Tua were to show up all the time? The CPP and the opposition will be in big trouble. But Samuel Tua, that particular Samuel Tua don't show up all the time. The Samuel Tua that shows up all the time, benevolent dictator. That is the Samuel Tua we always see. Samuel Tua who gets in the room. No, that kind of question you ask your Benin of. We're not here going to ask that kind of question. Why would I even answer that kind of question? This is too elementary. That is the Samuel Tua that we always have. This is the Samuel Tua that I hope to get in 2023. Continue to get in 2023. Why will you want Samuel Tua of that character to be back again in 2023? So if Samuel Tua was to change his skin or change his stripe, then we're in trouble. But Samuel Tua does not have the ability to change and try to pivot and try to be good at this point. No, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He would defend their positions. You know what he told us the other day? He said that the CDC have something on their sleeve. They're working on something, but they're not ready to diverge that yet. Until 2023. They're working on something good. Yeah? Keep it. Don't bring it up now, don't bring that kind of information up now. Please, keep it to yourself. 2023, bring it up and we'll destroy that message easily. Easily. We don't have to do much. We don't have to do much. Let's move on to Honorable McGill. The soft-spoken Honorable McGill. This is the man who used to be chairman of CDC. Honorable McGill is the de facto, according to many Liberians. I'm not one of them. But according to many Liberians, de facto president, they said. But I don't believe that. I think he's a minister. And I know he is. So, Honorable McGill, who has taken, from my perspective, and I could be wrong, so be it. If I'm wrong, so be it. I will still say it anyway. It seemed to me, let me say this, it seemed to me that Honorable McGill, not just the Minister of State of Presidential Affairs, but he has taken on the position of Minister of Public Works. He has taken on the position of Minister of Foreign Affairs. Look at his movement. Look at things he gets involved in. Why would the Minister of Presidential Affairs now heading the Minister of Public Works from every construction project, from one project to what does he know about construction? Is he an engineer now? Why is he not giving that young girl a chance for that young girl to shine, to show what she can do? Every little project they're going to present or bring president on, Minister McGill is the one leading that. Let's go to the foreign ministry. I mean, there's no hidden secret. Papers all over have been saying there's an issue between the foreign minister and Minister McGill. Why is he getting himself involved in that kind of way? For what reason? For what reason? For what reason? And so, if these people are the people that are going to be the face of CDC 2023, oh yes, bring it on. That's what we are. We're waiting. We're waiting. Ain't that you will flog us? We will give you the truth. I'm not going to say anything to be degrading to the president or to any of these people that I'm talking about, because they are my brothers. I can leave from here tomorrow and go to Liberia And if God forbid, anything happen in the street, if people see me, they will come to my aid because I'm their brother. But I'll be truthful. I will be truthful. So if Minister McGill, from my perspective, is unable to control his own office, it was enough from his office where that young man, some people that they CDC, that the people say they will flock us. Oh, I love it. That now these people, young men that bought new car, people dying. They ain't even get money. When it rain, the road going nowhere. You see, these are some of the things that I'm keep talking about. If you're a leader and you don't put whole on anything, you don't put cream on anything, people like me would talk about it. Now let's be truthful here. The young man, the car he bought, and the wine he was using, champagne he was using to wash the car. He can't even buy one cement truck. He can't even buy any kind of garbage truck. That car money and the wine, they can't do anything. But the uptick. Liberian people were washing. This young man worked for Minister McGill, I believe. And he decided that he was going to go and give his wife some kind of presenting his wife bought car for which is wonderful. Wonderful. We want all our brothers and sisters to do like that. Respect your wife. Respect your wife. She worked hard for you to be to where you are. But not in this kind of style. And he decided to wash his car with champagne in Liberia. You want to do those kind of thing? I wish I were advising you people. You tell the wife, let's go to the village. You take your car to the village, you buy palm wine and wash the car with palm wine. Liberian people understand because many of us can't afford palm wine. But you take wine that where plenty Liberian people cannot even afford one glass of wine and you're going to wash the car with it. It's not a strange behavior. Don't get me wrong. Now let me tell you a little story here. Back when I was a little kid, I'm from Town, and I will say this. I'm not going to call their name because some of their kids are still alive, and some of them are my own cousins and uncles. When they find diamond, we were working in Bapa, Nima County, Diamond County. And these people, when they find diamond, they sell the diamond. They will charter a taxi that will take them from Bapa, take them to Town to go swallow Dumba and come back. There's another guy, I'm not going to call his name. He's another Granadian as well. He used to do the same thing. Take club beer and wash his car. But that was from diamond money. They're not people money. People that are older than me that watch those things, they know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go deep into it. Okay? But why would that person, this young man, would do something like this? And then there is no reprimand whatsoever. You would think that Dr. Weir would think about 2023 and say, hey, my piggy, what are you doing to me so? I will rebuke you publicly. But please don't mind that. Even if you want to do that and you go on TV, you say, what kind of business is it? My people, why I do to the young people? Young men like this, we gave him opportunity to work for us in this country, to help us to manage the affair of this country. Then he will take that kind of thing. My people, does it make sense? What do you think I will do to him now? If I suspend him, how a family will live? Like people are going to come to Dr. Weir and say, please, leave him. You know what he's doing. But if we hear anything from the good doctor, no. But he said he's going to flock us. Bring it on. Bring it on. With you people on so many false error, we will deal with it. We will deal with it. We will deal with it. Now let's go on to my own little brother, the Law Jefferson Mayor Kochi. Those of you that have been watching me, you know my position with Mayor Kochi. He has tasted politics. It's not going to be you can't get him out of that. So I thought, and this is why I hold people at Wilson Tappet responsible for Jefferson Kochi and the way things are going. Because Wilson Tappe used to be an instructor. He knows the importance of education. I thought he was going to ask, now maybe he did, I don't know, but I'm saying, I thought perhaps he was going to ask Jefferson Kochi, the election is over. Take your 2 cents, go to school. Tomorrow you will meet people at Costa. Henry Costa will come by. You ain't able him. Tomorrow you will meet people at Lobo. George Lobo, he coming. These are all young people, all of you are about the same age group. Go and get your degree. In 2 years, you come by and you will still be mayor, but with a higher degree. That's the point that I've been making from day one. I wanted Jefferson Kochi. Because first of all, he's a handsome young man. There's no question. He's also well dressed. I mean, when they begin dressing, you say, what? Those are the kind of things. Well, because when I was his age, when I used to go to Egypt Rock, yeah, I'm big. I think I'm going to go to Egypt Rock. When I go to Egypt Rock those days, my bare banana dragging. My bare banana dragging. The shoe, the platform shoe we used to wear. I used to put steel under my shoe. Because if I'm walking, I want people to know that Samson Toe is walking. Yeah, kala. Because the steel under my shoe will be stepping on the sand, on the sidewalk, on the cement sidewalk, and you hear the noise. Samson Toe is walking. And then I'm going to walk with Papa slipper. I'm going to Egypt Rock. Big here. Prince Nico shoe. You know, you not see Prince Nico? That is white shoe he wear on a Abon. Platform shoes. And the bare bottom. So when it's raining, my bare polyester. So my bare bottom must soak. That's the only way people know that you go out. You come home and your polyester bare bottom soak the water all the way to your knee or ankle or something like that. Then you know. So Jefferson Kochi is a well-dressed person. So can you imagine if this young man had gone on and educate himself more than what he had now and come back to Liberia? You think people will not listen to him? But he stays there in Liberia. Has done so much blunder, I would help to say. You remember the situation with Senator Kanga Lawrence? You remember the situation where the good law mayor said he was going behind enemy line to extract his people? You think people forget those things? No. So, with these lieutenants that I just named, my people, who among them that will be able to stand and defend their record? Can Dr. We are defending all of these records that I spent almost 1 hour plus here? And I'm not even doing a good job. Because we got other people who got bigger mouth than me. And we hope that if you're going to come on to campaign against this president's people, don't use insulting words. Words that are not of good character. If you use those words against the president, then you're not sincere. Then you're not sincere. Because the president is not anything other than a human being. You can't talk politics and try to insult somebody. Then you're not serious. Then you don't want people to take you serious either. So you can come out here and give all of these information that I just gave here tonight. Which one of the information that I put out here that are not true, folks? Which one that I stated here that perhaps I bend the truth? Nothing. Even if you don't agree with me, these things are in public records. So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, Samson Toe. Let me take Dr. Weah, and he said he's going to flog us massively. So let me put that one side now. I'm finished with that one tonight. But I'm finished, yo, Dr. Weah. I'm finished, yo. You're now opening the floodgate. And some of us will utilize the opportunity. Unless, and I feel bad for us. We, those of us that are in the opposition too, I feel bad for us. Because if we're not careful, and Dr. Weah and his people decide to pivot, then we have issues. I'll give you an example, and that's not going to happen. If Dr. Weah will just take Samuel Twe and McGill from those positions and switch them around or put them somewhere else, We got serious problem. But that's not going to happen. You think Samuel Todd will be allowed for him to be removed from finance ministry? It's not going to happen. You think Honorable McGill will allow himself to be removed from the Minister of Presidential Affairs? That's not going to happen. So those people are going to continue to stay there to enjoy it. And as long as they do, we will stay here. So folks, that is the issue that I have for Dr. Weah and CDC, where Dr. Weah standing and publicly announcing to the people of the Republic of Liberia that he will flog us massively. He beat us before, which is true. True, 61.5%. And he will do it again. That is debatable. We will decide. Massive opposition flocking, he says. Okay, we're coming to that. But anyhow, let me move on to my next subject matter. And the issue tonight, folks, this is something that I want to talk about as well. Here, oh, good. I was going to make a big mistake. All right, here we go. This is Honorable Samaka, Brandon Samaka. And Brandon Samaka was on Spoon TV, I think yesterday or day before, one of those days. But it was riveting. Brandon Samaka, you can't take this young man for granted. You can't do that. And the only reason why I'm appealing to this government and to every peace-loving Liberian to see reasons that Brandon Samaka go and serve is for peace sake, because I truly want to engage during the elections. I want to be part of it. I want to run my mouth, but with respect and responsibility. What is happening with Brandon Samaka, the information he provided on Spoon TV, it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. And even as much as he was being pushed by the host to perhaps try to be negative, my opinion, try to be negative towards this government, he wasn't taking that bait. He continued to project himself as peace-loving person who he is. And he continued to say, we're coming into this position not for us alone, but to project the image of the Republic of Liberia, to project a good image of the president. Some of the contact that I have, he says, those contacts could be used to get some of the things the president wants in this country. The president wants to build roads. I have interest in it because I want Lofa County Road to be built. So whatever the way that I can use as member of this government will do whatever that I can to have these things done. The Supreme Court going to start their cases next week or week after. And according to inside information, Brandon Samaka case is at the top of the list of whatever case that they're going to have at the Supreme Court. Let's give these young people, even though they're cussing each other and what have you, let's give them the opportunity to enjoy the country of Liberia for once. We ruin their lives. We had these young people running from scattered all over, running from country to country. Let's give them the opportunity to enjoy themselves as Liberian young people. Even if they're going to mess the country up, let's give them the chance. We've been doing this thing since 1979. Forget about 79, since 12 and Tubman stuff. Yeah, you can't blame one person. But we cannot have these kinds of things that is happening to try to be repeated anymore. I'm not talking about the security aspect of it. Now, according to what I've been reading, according to the paper from Front Page Africa, NEC is getting ready. NEC, according to them, NEC is now thinking about having Brandon Samaka position vacated. How? What constitution law you going to use to remove him? He was elected. So you say, according to, you cannot be a criminal and be elected. So why did you people have this whole thing so tied up in a knot? Your best bet at this position, at this point, let Bernie Samuka go and serve. The Supreme Court allowed his campaign to go forward, knowing fully well what was happening, even if the case was not before then. The Supreme Court allowed him to go on with the campaign. Liberians, people from Lofa County, all of us sat there knowing fully well that there was an issue. We didn't put, even myself, we didn't put any foot, anything. We allowed the campaign to go forward. The people of Lofa County, the breadbasket of the Republic of Liberia, for goodness sake. Lofa County people are not people slash somebody from a Nyama town. These are respectable people. I said this again, I'm going to say it again. When I was growing up in the barracks, most of the people that were selling in the market with my mom were people from Lofa County. And many of the women, their children were at LU, University of Liberia. I know about one. I'm not going to call their name. There's a young man. We all grew up together. And those of you that know me, as Samson told from the barracks, you know what I'm talking about. Many of you know who I am. But this young man, I'm not too sure if he's here in the United States. Somebody told me one time he's here. He got shot one time in his leg or something like that. But he's here. But this young man, we're all about the same age group. His older brother, he used to play football. He used to play for Defense Invader. Of course, he was a civilian. But he used to play round town football. He sometimes played, sometimes St. Joseph Warrior will play him, put him on one or two, something like that. But he was a good football player as well. But with all that time that we were suffering, all over, I consider myself suffering. But this young man was at LU. You know who was paying the bill? The man who was selling Joe fish at the Baker Market was paying the bill. And he's not alone from Lofa County. There were many people, many young people from Lofa County. There was another guy, when I started working as Minister of Education, he was a clerk. But at the same time, making $75 a month, no, $125 a month, but still going to LU. And when you go to LU those days, majority of the people at the LU were from Lofa County. They are not people that are troublemakers. I lived with people from Lofa County in Town Town. They were in the army. I know them. I'm not going to call their name. Moluba. I know them. Gifra. I know them. Well, no, Gifra from Born County. So those people that I know from Lofa County are not troublemakers. We cannot and we must not allow ourselves, because of greed for power. Let's give these young people the opportunity to enjoy Liberia for once. Even if they're going to mess it up, let them mess it up on their own turn. We're starting again, oh. These things don't end well. The Supreme Court and the Liberian people, we all sat there, knowing fully well what Bonnie Samuka case was not in isolation. It was not done behind closed doors. But we all sat there and allowed it to happen. First, it was the Justice General Cabinet got removed. And many Liberians are not satisfied up to this point. In fact, I would submit it was because of that case CDC got flubbed. Because of one of the reasons CDC got flubbed. You cannot have an intellectual person like that from our brothers and sisters from Lofa County. He has more votes from Lofa County than many of his competitors. So what are you telling me? Are you telling me the people from Lofa County, their vote in the Republic of Liberia doesn't mean anything? Doesn't mean anything. What are you going to tell them? So if you knew that he was a criminal, why were you even allow him to be part of the process? And don't throw the Constitution book at me. Where part of the Constitution that says that you can now, NEC can now come on and say, this man, not only are we not going to certificate him, but we will have this position not and void and start over. You got the kind of money anyway. Why we put ourselves in these kinds of big mess? I will hope that the bigger boys in the room use this opportunity to have this thing resolved. Let Honorable Bonnie Samakai go and serve. Things that he said yesterday or day before on Spoon TV. These are things that people, the international community, will hold him responsible for those kinds of conversations. And I think he recognized that himself. Let's stop these kinds of things. We're not people, Honorable Bonnie Samaka, people from Lofa County, they are not from Sierra Leone. They are Liberians. They are Liberians. Now look among the senators. Which one of those people that will come out and say, my hands are clean? Even all of us, forget about the senator. Which one of us, Liberian, that will put their hand us and say, my hands is clean from corruption? Even if you're here in the diaspora. Unless you were born here in the United States. But you grew up in Monrovia, went to school in Monrovia, went to work in Monrovia in any kinds of capacity. And you want to tell me your hands are clean? Your hands are clean? What are you off a ball? You minister. It doesn't matter. None of us have clean hands with respect to corruption in Liberia. If this man, you say he used the money that he used for the AFF from the AFMC, it's fine. Give him the position, levy his income. Make the arrangement with him. So, my folks, my computer is now throwing some sign again. But anyhow, okay, just bear with me. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Okay. So just bear with me. I hope okay. So I hope I'm still audible. Okay. I'm listening to myself. Here we go. Here it comes. Okay. And it's still there. It's still there. It's still there. Okay. So hopefully we can take another 10 minutes or so. So we're doing our best. Like I said, you know. But anyhow, so let's go ahead. So, yeah, exactly. Internet, it's okay. Okay. So the point that I'm making here before we get kicked out again is this. Bonnie Samakai, I think we need to do something as Liberians to be able to get this situation resolved. The Election Commission don't play God with this situation. You can't do that. What constitution provision will you use? What constitution provision will you use at this time? If you're gonna say his position must be vacated, what constitution provision will you use? Don't do these things. They are Liberians just as sophisticated and smart, just like you. You can't pull the wolf over the eyes of many Liberians anymore. Let's stop this thing. Give this man a position. And like he said, the only person that can bring reprieve to them is the president. The president can pardon them. So I'm saying to Dr. Weir, please give every one of us the opportunity, including yourself, to have a serious engagement during the upcoming election. Let us don't have any kind of brouhaha into this thing here. Pardon these people. You know you already made a first advance payment on this, and if you don't want to pay again, that's fine. But the fact that you have already taken money and paid, that's just an indication that the government is quite aware of what is happening. And so if that's what happened, you don't have to pay again. Pardon him, let him take the position, but there should be some sort of arrangement to say, okay, your first paycheck, your second paycheck, we will continue to cut your pay until these people money are paid back. Go serve. Give the people of Lofa County the opportunity to at least let them experience the intellectual ability of Honorable Samukai. Let Honorable Samukai show to them that he's incapable to lead. That in fact he is a crook. He can't hide it if that's his behavior. But you cannot stop him from going ahead to be the representative of Lofa County. And don't give the Lofa people the opportunity to experience for themselves who he is. This is unacceptable. As Liberians who love peace, this is unacceptable. We can't do these kinds of stuff. We can't do these kinds of stuff. Let's try our best. Dr. Weir, you heard me for almost an hour and a half. I took you and your people to tax. In the process, with no insult. In the process, I don't think I make up any story. And I believe that you guys can come back. I took you guys to tax. And I believe you guys can come back to defend these positions easily. And that's what I took them on. This is democracy. Let democracy flourish under your leadership, for goodness sake. What is it you guys are afraid of? So even if he becomes senator, you think he's just going to automatically take control of the government? Let's see what he can do. If Lofa County is successful, Grand Jida is successful. If Lofa County is successful, people from River G, people from Sino, everywhere in Liberia will be successful. Let's give him the opportunity. You stop these kinds of stuff. Honorable McGill, Honorable Samuel Twett, the Lord Mayor Jefferson Kochi, those of you that are close to the president, let him pardon these people and let Bonnie Samaka take his position. There will be people that will say, oh, the man are criminal. The man are, who among us it was not a criminal? Can any of us that serve in government in Liberia, whether, like I said, from the office boy, from the water boy, up to the ministers, in any government in any government agency, can you stand up and say you are not corrupt? Do we have to count the amount of girlfriends people put in positions? You stop these kind of things. These are not something that are conducive for democracy in Liberia. Dr. Weir, you were elected strictly based on young people and the fact that you are popular with them. We're afraid of that. Those of us that are in the opposition are afraid of that because we recognize that. And so whatever little mistake you make, we capitalize on. However way you try to do, we will use that opportunity to dislodge the young people from behind you because we know they're with you. These are the same young people that you have to give them the opportunity to experience true democracy. Then the young people, give them the opportunity to engage each other peacefully. This is not boasting well. Pardon this man. And let's see what he's going to do. Let him go serve. The entire time he was on Spoon TV, everything he was saying, besides to say I'm going to join CDC, everything, if you just heard him for his first time, you didn't know that he was part of the Unity Party, you thought he was a CDC. This is another cat you don't want to let out of your hand to slip away. Samuka can help you. Now I'm saying this as somebody who part of the opposition. I should be here saying, "Oh, let him go," so that I will get sympathy from Samuka and his supporters. But I'm not going to do that, because if I do that, that means I'm asking for Liberia to fail. Give him the opportunity. If he wants to be CDC, so be it. If he wants to help Dr. We have to win the election, so be it. But give him the opportunity. Folks, that is the conversation that I have for Honorable Samukai. Let me go now to my last subject matter, and I'm going to close it. This one, you can say, Mr. To, you're not serious. Yeah, they are. The leadership of Liberty Party, folks. They say they're going to work together. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I hope. But this is what really frightened Dr. We had to make that comment during his birthday. The fact that these people say, no, we're going to work together. That scared the living daylight out of CDC and their leadership. Because if these people are going to be working together, which I don't think they will, to be honest with you, I don't think they're going to work together. Because they have had so many disagreements, public disagreement, to now come to say they're going to work together, then some of us will start questioning their honesty. But for now, I want to win election. So they say they're going to bury the ashes as long as it doesn't affect the political activities of CPP, and that's fine. They can work together. I'm Liberty Party member USA and I'm Liberia. Liberty Party USA and I'm Liberia. So they can do whatever they're doing over there. But those are the kinds of stuff that I thought I'd talk to you guys about here tonight, folks. It's been a very interesting topic. But Liberty Party said they're going to work together. So we're waiting to see that. We're waiting. The only conversation I have this is because about 2 or 3 months ago, I did a show, 2-hour show, questioning those who continue to accuse Musa ability of not being truthful. I question those people, their sincerity and their truthfulness. However, why I still question, including the big boss for FA or FFA, whatever they call themselves over there. I think they had it in for Musa Ability, and Musa Ability wanted to be president, and they didn't want him to be president, and so they decided to bring something. But I did my show on that. But the concern that I have, why will Musa Ability every time he puts his hand in something, there have to be some sort of wrangling? Why is that? Why is that? And I'm pondering on that question, to be honest with you. Why is that? If I took 2 hours from all the indication, for all the research that I've done, that I believe he's not corrupt, why is it that everything that he touches turn out to be the way people say it to be? That's a serious concern. That's a serious concern, to be honest with you. That's a serious concern because most ability should not be someone, especially after having so much beat up with the football business, and then now you're Liberty Party chairman, and then people are accusing you of tampering with a document. Well, you know one thing my mom always says: whatever bad behavior you have, because like I told you from the beginning, I used to play drum now, so girls then used to come and borrow me. So she would tell me, when they come borrow you on Friday night, your clothes better be washed on Wednesday morning. So Thursday, you iron your clothes and go. But if you're just going to say that you're going to wash them Friday morning, and because you're going Friday evening, some of the clothes might not even be dry, and you might not iron them well. In other words, Samson, put yourself together. Your behavior cannot be changed. She would say, you know the fender, the one that people use to fan rags? She said you take your behavior, your ugly behavior, and put it on the fender. Any place you go, it's just a matter of time. That behavior going to kick the fender up and it's going to show. I want to leave that on there tonight. So let me open the line and see if any of you have comment. Let me see which I'll just put the neutral which my call up so I can put my number on there. So this is my number, folks. Give me a call here, Samson to Labron Pub Radio. Give me a call and see if you have any comment here tonight to contribute to all of the stuff that I've been saying. I've been here for quite a while. Samson to Labron Pub Radio. Okay. All right. I thought I saw Mr. George here, Emma George. Pa George, if you're listening, give me a call. Give me a call and close the things. Because I want to wrap it up. Mr. George, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me, Mr. Cole?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. So let me put your picture up while you're talking, as usual. Where is Mr. George? Okay, right there. I'm sorry you're not able to join me here through the video, but go ahead and make your comment, sir.
I listened to a monologue. Look, first off, I said it other day. I said the president brought into power. I said it before even he spoke at the church. I said that was the launching of the campaign, the 2023 campaign, and you can see he just came back to re-echo. But what you said is actually the fact. But I just want to add it. The record that this person is going to be running on, that is the one I want to see. And I say, if the opposition put themselves together, we all will be in Liberia to run to participate in this election that coming. But the question I ask is this: I'm always concerned about the bread butter issue. When you go look, they will count the personal achievement.
Mr. Josh,
Yeah.
I was wondering if you will let me do the audience and then you can close it for us. Is that possible?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So while we're waiting for the caller to call back, give us a call here, Samson Toll. I will hold on to Mr. George until those of you that are going to call, once you're done with your call, we'll bring Mr. George on to close it for us. So give me a call, Samson Toll at Brown Pub Radio. I will take a few calls, and if I don't hear from you in less than a minute, because I've been out here for quite a while, and I'll just have Mr. George to come back and close it for us. Again, Samson Toll at Brown Pub Radio. All right, I guess you guys don't want to call, so let me have Mr. George to wrap it up for us. And then once I take Mr. George, I'm no longer going to take calls. So I want people to know that. Okay, but I truly appreciate you guys following us tonight. So let me call Mr. George, and hopefully he will wrap it up for us. Thank you.
Lovely fish, we get them every day. So if you wanna get your bunga fish, you better take a walk to the water side. So if you wanna get
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. George?
Yeah.
Go ahead and wrap it up for us. I don't think they want to call, so which is okay with me. So go ahead and wrap it up for us, sir. Sorry for that, but I saw the call that was coming in, and I thought since you're part of the, now they're calling back again. This is just
Okay,
ridiculous.
you got a call. You
All
got a
right.
call.
Samson Tola, Brown Public, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hey, Mr. Santinto, good evening.
Thank
My
you.
name is Maurice Pamo.
Okay, thank you for calling. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, what is really on my mind concerned about our country? Liberia is the only country we have. But really, we want the government to really release Brandon Samuka on certification, may let him go and serve his people. Because if they could have any issue with Brandon Samuka, they could really deny him from the beginning. But this man cannot go through all the process and start denying him from serving his people. I don't think that should be correct. Like what you just said, what constitution they're going to really put on stopping him to not serve the people. So really, that's my main issue, with the government. And then for this killing are going on again, the ritualistic killing, the government has to provide security for our people, for everyone living into fear in this country. Yeah. Thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna have you here for give us a call, Samson to Liberian Pod Radio. Okay, folks. So let me go ahead and call Mr. George. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead and wrap it up for us. We're not taking any more
Yeah.
calls now. Go ahead.
2017, CDC had no record. So, President Weir at the time, they had no record for people to ask questions. So now they will have a record that we use, that the opposition, the Liberian recognize to George them. The person said that in his statement he will beat them again. Fine. I mean, it's the right for anybody to say so. But first thing, the playing field must be level, must be free and fair election. That's the first thing. Secondly, when you ask these people, they say, oh, the person has been so much strife in the country and people don't recognize people challenging it. They talk about education. Because I want to say to run a free tuition, free YFC. But look at the condition of this building. You get free tuition, but look at the physical structure of the building that people are learning on. It's not conducive for anybody to sit there in a building, university like no bathroom not functioning. But you say, oh, free tuition. So what about the people well-being, the physical structure of that building? How do you think our sisters, daughters that go to that university when they cannot use the bathroom? But the big in the time, they say, oh, free education, YFC, special education, but the conditions are deplorable. They talk about internet at university with the children, now it's schooling under the faculty, not even every one of them. But these will be challenged. And let me go to this issue here. What is the direct foreign investment in Liberia today that the government can say we brought in, and as a result of that, we have been able to create so many jobs, and the life of people has been changed? I challenge any one of them, they cannot come out to give you that. And it's waiting or saying that, oh, the Liberian people will just take the country and give it back to us. When you have ran the country for 6 years, you did not create one job in the private sectors. No communicating on your watch. The people condition they have gone from bad to worse. But yeah, boy, you say you're going to win the election the next time. The question that I'm asking, so the Liberians continue to live in this situation, Mr. President? And how do you feel? Are you proud to go out there to stand for the Liberians to ask them for a second term when you have not created a condition to create any job, private sector job? Because government it's not government responsibility to create jobs. It's government responsibility to create the avenue that will allow foreign investors to come in and invest in your country and turn around and employ your citizenry. That has not been happening for the past 4 years. When President Weir came to power, all the companies that were in Liberia, most of them left. Those that left that cut down the time. So this is the very important issue that I always told the people. All the people feet to the fire. Where are the jobs? You say you building rules. Okay, I will give it to them. You building the rules. But where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? That the young people to the who are graduating from the University of Liberia cannot find jobs under your government. No private sector job. The technical school that come out of technical college and high technical school, no job. So how now you going to win this election? Are you telling me, or the CDC government is telling me that the Liberian people, they just prefer to stay in hardship? Is that what they're telling me? Because that's the way to be elected, that the people prefer hardship. So this will be a challenge for this government. because they will be running on the record. They talk about construction. Look at the country. All these road network they're talking about, majority is right in Maserado. Just around the Cape of Maserado. So this is the record this government, the president said you're going to be running on. That's why some of us saying let the opposition put their house in order. Because it will not be about yelling. It will not be about cussing. It will be about the issue. Taking it one by one and asking these people who have been interrogated for the last 6 years to answer to the Liberian people. How many companies went to local county to send the president came to power? How many companies went to bomb county? How many companies went to Grand Gita? And those companies that went there, they were able to create 4,000 or 5,000 jobs. Let the government answer those questions. As I speak to you, last year when we spoke to one of the reporters from Grand Gita, he said there was no private company in Grand Gita. How can those people lives change when there's no private investment in Grand Gita that will employ citizens of that country? They will in turn work to send their children to school, send them to hospital, and things. It's not happening there. So how this president want to win this? How they want to win this election? These are the issues we need to start discussing in opposition to hold this government. Let it show the Liberian people what are the jobs and how their life has been transformed since President React came to power. It's not, I mean, anybody can grab the mic and say anything, but it must be transferred into practicality where the people will be able to see what you're talking about. These things are not happening. And yet, for the president saying that he's going to be re-elected, in what way and what form that he's going to be elected based on what is happening in the country today? Yes, the country under this president. People today, our people are living in fear in Nigeria. People are living in fear in Nigeria under this regime. It means that the government is not providing or cannot provide adequate security for our people. So, these are the records that CDC going to run, and they say they're going to win. Killing almost around every county in Liberia. What is the government role to protect those citizens? Is it the record that they're going to be running on? So, as you were saying, I would love to see Nathan Market on our Sunday 12 because they are the big dogs. They will be on the campaign trail. It's not talking in, it will be action. Not the person doing the no. They want to see the action. These roads, next year campaign will start. And you cannot tell the people you build the road because you run a campaign now. No. You will be there for almost 5, 6 years. So it's not time you're going to start, because that's the strategy they want to use. So let me say this. The money they got, next year I want to go to this country and say they unveil this project. So they can tell the people, you got to give us another 6 more years so we can complete this project and see what we're doing. But the question is, what have you been doing for the last 6 years or 5 years? These are all strategies. This is last time they're trying to design this thing. That look, next year we'll go and start. Whoa, we're building the other city hall here. We're building the other school here. You'll see what the government doing. No, that will not work. The opposition will open their eyes and they should take on the challenges. It will not work because that is the trump card they want to use. That next year we'll go and start touring the country with putting the other project. We're putting this up. This other housing unit coming here. No. You can build those. Okay, for me, I would say yes. But the question is, where are the jobs? If you put the infrastructure, the people can ask for a job, how can they maintain it? So this is why I'm saying CDC got an uphill battle to climb, because now they have a record. And they will have to defend that record. Corruption, the insecurity of the country, when it comes to the crime rate, all these things they will have to defend. All these people that have been alleged killed in Liberia, their government will have to defend it. And all these persons that come from different countries, that people are worried about how their child or daughter got killed. Just disappeared. I'm not saying the government is involved, but the government has a responsibility to protect every citizenry. So these are the things this government will be running on. And they will have a tough time defending those records. The Bernie Samoka issue, I listened to a portion of Bernie Samoka interview. Look, the government has placed her in a position now, it's in a difficult spot. Because by right, the court has done her job. The court has done her job. The court cannot go back on that decision. The only person that can solve the issue is the president by giving clemency to Bernie Samoka. Other than that, no other person can do anything. Because the court did their job, as far as I'm concerned. It's only the person that can pardon Bernie Samoka. But then, if you pardon Bernie Samoka, then Quito will come after him. Why are you doing it? So, it has put the government in a very difficult position. Because you saw the SG was the Solicitor General went and filed a case against Bernie Samoka. And when he filed a case, objected to the certification of Bernie Samoka. Why the Supreme Court ruled that the man should be certificated? Ned called the man in the process to say, no, the Justice Minister said you can't do this. So you can see where this man is coming from. That was someone else said that the government, she has put us in a difficult position. Now people are now looking at the government to talk about justice, the court, the system. If it's independent, then there should be no interference. Now, we are hearing the Election Commission want to decertificate the man. But who gave the Election Commission that power? It's the national legislature. Then it's the mayor coming from the representatives. It's the Senate supposed to notify the Election Commission of any vacancy to be filled. So if the Senate had not notified the Election Commission, then how can the Election Commission go back to say, no, we're going to decertificate the man? What is the legal ground for that? So we have to ask the lawyer. Is the Election Commission called with the authority to say, we will join your certificate, that you're not senator, you are not elected? On what ground? If he did commit a crime, it's the court that's supposed to decide his fate and punishment. So now the question here is, who is going to authorize the Election Commission? Because you said the man was fit to run. You wrote the man that he was certified. So how can you come to revoke the certification? What is the authority that the Election Commission has to do? So all these things again, they come to play now to see how the water is getting muddied up again. And as you said, we don't need this kind of tension in Liberia. Don't need it. These institutions should be independent, let them function as an independent body, because these are the same things we do. Then we say the international community, people are telling the international to help us, but we are flaming the fire. Because they people take note of all these things that happen in our country. Today again, you have a problem there with opposition men being arrested, this and that. But the U.S. Embassy just last week issued a press release for the country not being safe. So, are you going to go after the U.S. Embassy to say no, the statement of force? So these are things that are going around in Liberia that the government will have to be very careful. On the last one, on the issue of your Liberty Party, I'm still waiting for your political leaders to come out with a document that has some ability to change that he authored. Why are they not making this document published to the press? it's the same thing they say again when Nigeria raised the issue that their document was changed. Why the report, the committee said, why the report had not come to the public to know who changed or who altered these documents? So there's a problem with the leadership itself. Because when you make this kind of pronouncement in the public expect you to come by the report to say, hey, you see here, this is what we're talking about. Even though you make your peace, but bring it to the public because you are already declared you made it. It's a public record now. So you can't just go and say we'll smoke this peace pipe. No, you make Musa better to do, okay. But at the same time, then question your credibility. Because you would have solved it behind closed door. Maybe would have heard in the brief. But when you put it in the public, then of course, anything now to solve that issue is resolved. We know how is that resolved and who did it. But again, a political leader, she's not coming out with the document. They said a committee to investigate, the committee cannot come up with a result. So what happened there? So who is telling the truth? So this one, I would not say it's related because I have gone after belated for some things, but this one, I will put it squarely at the feet of the political leader of the Liberal Party because I feel that they want to destroy that institution because of the ego, personal ego. This is why you see all the things fermenting within the institutions. But I will just let to close on that note.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Josh. We appreciate it. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll be back here again by Friday. But thank you very much. Again, folks, that's the voice of Mr. Amos George, who is Liberian Public Radio analyst here. And he has given us some wonderful information here as well. So, one more thing here before we close, folks. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. One more thing here. Let's have this while we're preparing ourselves to close.
Nalifurahia waliponambia twende katika nyumba ya Bwana. Nalifurahia waliponambia twende. Nalifurahia waliponambia twende. Twende katika nyumba ya Bwana. Huko ndiko kuna amani. Huko ndiko kuna furaha. Amani, upendo, tumaini, baraka kibao chungu zima. Mafanikio, success. Come to me, my child. Come to me, try me. I will never let you down. I'll fight for you, protect you, answer you, bless you. I'm a provider. Why worry? Why worry? Why worry? Why worry? Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. I'm for you. I love you. Come to me. Asema Bwana.
Okay, folks. This is Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for following this evening. Thank you. But before we leave, we just want to leave this with you. Let's continue to pray for one another first. Let's pray that our country, Liberia, will be in the hands of God at all times. Let us also pray that our brothers and sisters, the leadership of Liberia, will see reason to make sure that peace prevails in our country. We cannot afford to have ourselves in this rabbit hole that we once found ourselves before. Because these are not something that you want to have and then say you're going to destabilizing situation and democracy, they don't work hand in hand. Our next door neighbor, Sierra Leone, is enjoying themselves. We have, see the situation we find ourselves in. The next door neighbor, Sierra Leone, is enjoying themselves. The next door neighbor, Guinea, have an audio here quite recently. The next door neighbor, Ivory Coast, we're not too sure which way they're going. And we in Liberia, you didn't ask to be born in Liberia. God gave you the opportunity to be born in Liberia. And so it's your country. No one else can fix it but us. Yeah, we can talk politics from here and there. But at the end of the day, what are we leaving for our brothers and sisters, the young ones? Potholes? Or Liberia that is unsafe? As some of us are getting ready to leave this stage, not by death, but by retirement, that is. What are we leaving? What exactly that we're leaving as proud citizens of Liberia? Have you asked yourself that question? As you find yourself getting older, have you asked yourself that question as Liberia? Why up to this time you're not even a millionaire? You have worked throughout your life. Continue to support brothers and sisters back home. Have you asked yourself, what exactly, if God forbid anything were to happen to any of us here today, what do we have for our brothers and sisters, the young ones, to be proud of as Liberia? The only thing that I can count on is the ability that was established by people who share blood for one man, one vote. But is that all we have? Is that enough? For a country that gained independence so long ago, is that enough? For a country that prides itself to be the freedom of all men, is that enough? Second United States in Africa, is that enough? Is that enough? Is that enough that we have traffic in Monrovia that takes you 2 to 3 hours from EW Junction all the way to downtown Monrovia? For what? Do we not have the ability to make sure these things are resolved? Is that enough? To have a president coming to power without guns, is that enough? Is that enough to have a former president turning over to the elected incoming president? Is that enough? If your answer to those are all yes, then why do we continue to fight and struggle and harm one another to say what is good for us? I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, for me, that's not enough. That's not enough. Because some of us have tasted what is good in life. I sit here in my own Sacramento home, live on Facebook. Police can come knocking to my door only if they find reasonable cause that I have violated certain rules. But I can drive from here, from Sacramento here right now, and get in the car. All I need is gas and a car. And I can drive all the way to Boston without fear of any kinds of mishap, except for what God says. So it's not enough for me as Liberian. You see, those of us that are here in the diaspora, that grew up in Liberia, left Liberia when we know what life is, and got here and started enjoying another life. and not being able to see this life we enjoy be transferred back to our brothers and sisters so that they too can have enjoyment in life. I can leave from here right now and go open my refrigerator. Whatever that I want to eat from that, I will. But not many of my brothers and sisters in total can do that. Do I consider myself enjoying life? What is life then to me? Is it for me and my family here in the diaspora? Is that the life? What happened to my childhood friends, those that I grew up with, that don't have the opportunity to be here? Why can we not see those things as the life for all of us? If one person among us is not enjoying, and those of us that have the opportunity to be in the diaspora enjoying ourselves, is that enough? That is the question that I have for all of us here in the diaspora from Liberia. Can we do better? Can we do better without the exchange of insult? Can we have a dialogue? Because we all know Liberia needs to move forward to the next level. But how do we get there? It's what we've been struggling about. Can we have a dialogue on that without insult? Can we have a dialogue on that without any kinds of bigotry? My dear brothers and sisters, this, for me, is the question. And the answer to that is big no, it's not enough. Because I know the Liberia that I grew up in. We have the potential. We have the ability. We have the capacity. Why? Because we ourselves can provide that capacity. At one time, a single county used to feed the entire Republic of Liberia. That's Lofa County. What makes you think they do not have that ability anymore in them? What makes you think that the people from Lofa County is no longer able to feed us if that opportunity is presented to them? They did it before. What makes you think they can't do it anymore? If they were selfish, why didn't they keep all that food to themselves and instead decided to come bring those food and sell them all over Liberia, making them the breadbasket of the Republic of Liberia? My brothers and sisters, I'll leave with you this evening and tell you thank you for watching. And we'll be back. We will continue to fight. Not physically, but intellectually. The good thing now, folks, is that we, the Liberians, have the ability to speak for ourselves now. We do not need BBC to talk for us anymore. Anybody sneeze in total, if they put it on social media, I will hear about it. And so, as I leave with you here tonight, I also want you to continue to pray for one another. Only God that can help us. I know many of our brothers and sisters, whatever side you're on, you also want to see what is good for Liberia. But how do we do it? How that done is what we have to argue about, and this is what we need to engage each other. From the left, the liberal progressive is saying again to you, thank you and good night. We will see you here again by Wednesday or Friday the most. God bless. Good night, folks.
Nalifurahia waliponiambia twende katika nyumba ya Bwana. Nalifurahia waliponiambia twende. Nalifurahia waliponiambia twende. katika nyumba mwa Bwana. Huko ndiko kuna amani, huko ndiko kuna furaha, amani, upendo, tumaini, baraka kibao chungu zima, mafanikio, success. Come to me, my child. Come to me, try me. I will never let you down. I'll fight for you, protect you, answer you, bless you. I'm a provider. Why worry? Why worry? Why worry? Why worry? Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. I'm for you. I love you. Come to me. Asema Bwana. Njoni kwangu Nalifurahia waliponambia twende katika nyumba ya Bwana. Nalifurahia waliponambia twende. Nalifurahia waliponambia twende katika nyumba mwa Bwana. Huko ndiko kuna amani, huko ndiko